What's up, everybody? This is Patek, and let's go over my top 5 cons for 2024. Stay right here. Alright, so I did 16 cons this year. That's almost double what I usually would do. I'm not doing that again for a while. And I do have, we can do a top 10, but it's going to be too much of a video to do, but I'm going to do top 5 instead. So, number 5 on the list is going to be Animate / GalaxyCon. They are a sister con. They are ran by the same people. It's my first year doing them this 2024 year. So I know this is like a New Year's video, to see y'all know. So this is my first year doing it last year. And I am doing Animate actually this weekend coming up on the 3rd. So I'll have a video for that coming out tomorrow. I would like to say that with Animate and GalaxyCon, they're very welcoming, easy to get help. The people staff there was nice. I was familiar with that because that actually was the location for the first con I ever been to, was in that same building. So it was kind of familiar to me to be in there. Everything was kind of organized very well. It was about 3 floors. Bottom floor was for autographs and for vendors. Second floor was for registration and whatnot. Third floor was your panels and whatnot. So it's that easy. It was easy to get around everywhere. Also, that's where I got my most interviews at, is from those 2 cons. Both those cons I did at least 6 or 7 plus interviews, solo interviews, while I was there. So I enjoyed the fact of how they have their press set up for doing interviews. You just have to just talk to the guests and see what they say. Lastly, like I said, of course, the location. Location of it was local. It's local. It's not far from me. I don't have to worry about doing flights or hotels, anything like that. I can just go there and come back at night, come back there in the morning. It's not big of a drive for me to go back and forth for that one. Number 4 is MomoCon. Now, just because I said MomoCon's number 4 is not because it's bad. I love MomoCon. I will tell you that right now. Reason why I said MomoCon was number 4 is because of the fact that with MomoCon, I spend most of my time in the press area, so I don't really get to walk around and do a lot on the floor, talk to the guests, stuff like the attendees, stuff like that. But I like MomoCon because they have it organized for the interviews. They set it up for us, and we just have to be there, do a press style interview, and be ready to go. That's one thing I do love about that part there. The staff there is very nice. They know me. I've been there, 3 years now. Connections I made there was very tight. We go from con to con because it's in Atlanta. A lot of Atlanta cons, we all go to the same Atlanta cons. And so we kind of work together when we see each other at different cons, and just the connection that we have there. I do think that con, MomoCon, is the one con where I made the biggest connections with press-wise, other press people. I don't think I talked to any other people in press besides from there. They actually own my social medias, and some is on my personal page as well. Number 3 is DragonCon. Where is that? Oh, I didn't take that one out because it has my name on it, but DragonCon. DragonCon I like because it's a party 24/7. Like, it's content non-stop. From the day you get there, from the day I get there, as soon as you get the badges, to the day that it ends, there's something going on. So there's always something I can get content for and record for y'all. From the panels to the interviews, if I can get interviews. I got interviews this year with one person. But hopefully next year I can do actual guests who'll be there. If not, I'll try to do what I can. They also have the rave that be there every night from 3 a.m. to 7 in the morning. It's something to do non-stop at the con. Like I said, events, it's in 5 different hotels in Atlanta. But the way you have it laid out for the panels and whatnot is all in, everything's centered into one hotel. Like, each panel is grouped into one hotel that matches what that panel and it offers. The Hyatt is one of the bigger ones, and it has where the party is and everything. It also has where the guests be at in the very bottom. Um, Also, staff there is very nice because it's the con is in Atlanta as well. We all know each other, and we all actually the people who work for most of the cons in Atlanta. Well, when you work in one con in Atlanta, most of them work in the other ones in Atlanta. So they all know you, and without you knowing, somebody who is running the other cons watching you at the con you at, they can approve or disapprove you going to the con again. So that I like that kind of because it keeps you on your toes and keeps you honest because that way you're not out there and um, doing whatever and then they know how you are. They already know how you are and you can get pretty much approved because they know you. Um, number number two is BlurCon. BlurCon it would have been number one, but again at number two. It's a con that feels like home. I just have to say that Hilton did very great when he made this con. It's a very welcoming environment, and people there are friendly. You will always find somebody you like. There's a 24-hour party there as well-ish. I mean, there's a food court that's outside. People will be outside all night long doing whatever. It's just a vibe. It's just, as I say, every time I do a video for them, I always have BlurCon as a vibe. And that is the reason why I do it because that is how it feels. It's like a whole feeling and emotion you get while being there. It is one of the, it was one of the first black cons. I do love the environment that's there, and I will definitely keep going there as long as I'm allowed there. Yeah, just a wonderful place. But I do want to go on some honorable mention people. First one is going to be Emerald City Comic Con. I've been there twice. It's in Seattle. I went there. First time I went there, they did everything in one building, trying to make everything consolidated from years past. And then the second year I went there, they put everything back in two buildings. So I had to relearn it twice back to back. So it's not a bad con. It's just I haven't really got the full gist of the con yet. I'm having to keep learning it and adjusting to it. Interview wise, that's not gonna happen really unless they are one that's there with a vendor. If they're there through the con, most times they are on top of you and you can't get an interview or be around the celebrities, just hang around them. But I do like the environment in there. It's enough space to walk around and just fun. And let's see here. What's the next one? Next one up would be the Ranger Stop. I gave Ranger Stop an honorable mention because I went there 2024 for the first time as press, with their first time period. So I was learning as well. If I'm learning something, that kind of puts it in a lower ranking because I have to get to adjust and know it better so I can give a better understanding. But I do love it. I love Karen Ashley. Karen Ashley knows me from cons before. So that goes back to what I said before about how people are watching you that can approve you for another con. So be mindful about people you interact with at any event because you never know what they can do for you. But this would be the last year. 2025 would be the last year they do it in Atlanta. So hopefully I get approved for it this one last time. That way I can at least be there. They still would have the one that's in Orlando, but that's a little distance for me to travel, so I may not do that one. I do have another one. That's one more honorable mention on the list as well. It's the South Carolina Comic Con. Now that one there, I put it as an honorable mention because also this is another one I got a lot of interviews with. Staff was there, was friendly. Nobody harassed me. They didn't have a press badge there, but everybody was friendly. Everybody kind of let me do things and get things done. And I made sure not to be in anybody's way when I was doing things. So it's just a good environment to be in. It was a nice, spacious area that we didn't want crowded. The guests they had there was great. If you go back in my videos, you'll see that a lot of people I interviewed. It was the first time I interviewed like big name people like Lou Diamond Phillips, John Reese Davis, and other people like that. I still got some interviews that I could not post because I did not like the audio that was in there. Like some of the other videos I had this year, I didn't like the audio in there. But yeah. But let me go through a dishonorable mention one. I've been talking about this con all year long indirectly. I actually talked about it in one of my interviews as well recently with Sean, where we talk about how there's a con we first met at, but we were not going to talk about because of how they do. I'm not going to talk about them directly, but I will let you know that there are some underhanded stuff that's going on with them, and I do not appreciate it. I was there being blind, making sure that I gave them the promotion and support and whatever they needed while they was doing that stuff, and I feel bad because I was kind of promoting them in that factor. And then they did me, they did Sean, they did Guess Who Went There, they did various people dirty. So with that being said, if you see me at this sister con-ish, Ichiban Triad M Con, if you see me in any of those two-ish, just know I'm there not paying them, one, and two, I'm not going to be as pressed. Not only because of the fact that they banned me into 2026 to be pressed, but also because of the fact that I know how dirty they are and what things they do. If they seen this now, thank you for the view. But otherwise, no. If you want more about it, just search and you'll find anybody that can give you their story about what happened. My story, I just told you how I got banned because of whatever rules that I broke, but I was doing the same thing any other press person was doing there. Like I even showed somebody who was press for them what I was banned for. Like, well, I do the same thing. Why they ban you? So I would not support them. And if I'm there again, I'm just going to be there on the outside just to get some footage of the people there, maybe even get them to tell about their stories about there. But I'm not going to be there to support them how I support other cons. Moving on. Alright, so number one on my list for cons, this is the one con that I always say I would pay for no matter what. I was able to go there one year, the year before, not 2024, but 2023. I was able to go there as a pro or press. I was able to go there as press. And I had imposter syndrome the whole time because that was a big con. And that was actually the first big con-ish that I got pressed for, because Emerald City is the 5th largest and New York Comic Con is like the 3rd largest con in the United States. So yeah, like I said, New York Comic Con. I like going there because it's like the end of my, this is the last con I do for the year is usually New York Comic Con, and so I go there, I enjoy myself. The people there are great. This is the last time I get to see a lot of guests before the year ends. I did a video with Colleen Clickenberg, how I saw her at New York Comic Con, and I told her I'll let her pick out my hair color, and because I wasn't going to see nobody else until the beginning of this year, 2025. And so it's just the last goodbye pretty much for everybody and whatnot. Also there, you get to see screenings for TV shows and movies. It's not San Diego level wise because it's the end of the year and a lot of stuff not really coming out end of the year, but you do get to see a lot of stuff while you're there. I love the promotion and swag stuff you can get in booths and walking around. And I love the location. Location is right near Times Square, so it's walking distance to Times Square. It's a great con. It's one con. It's the first con I actually knew about, and I actually have posts where I talk about how it was back in February when it first was in February instead of October. How I wanted to go there, and now I'm there. I've been there now 4 years, and I'm happy that I'm going there. That's the con I've actually been to the most. Actually, is New York Comic Con. The other one's been 3 years. The New York Comic Con is 4 years. So I'm always going to support them, and I'm going to do my best to be there as much as I can. But that's my top 5, and top 5 cons, including honorable mention and dishonorable mentions. I would remove the dishonorable mention badges from my wall, but they still deserve to be up there, because whatever. But thank you for watching. Look out for my video for Animate, which is coming up this weekend on the 3rd. So thank y'all for watching, and thank y'all for all your support this year. And let's keep it going this year, last year. So let's keep it going this year.